Hello, my name is Lana and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year! It's 2022. New year, new me, and all of that. So in this video, I would like to tell you about the books I've enjoyed the most this past year. My reading this year was pretty chaotic. I did participate in some buddy reads, and I even did some challenges for myself for videos, and I enjoyed doing that. When I think back, I enjoyed the experience of having completed a project more than I enjoyed the books that I read, if that makes sense. Like, I'm more proud of completing a challenge than reading books, which isn't great, but it is what it is. This is the list of books I read that I wrote in my bullet journal that I stopped using during the summer, but whatever. I read 46 books. The funny thing is, this part right here is June. So this is how much I read before June and how much I read after. As I said, chaotic. When choosing books that I wanted to tell you about, it was hard because no book really stood out to me without checking the list. And also in the second part of the year, I was distracted and not really reading much, so I think I just forgot about books. I don't know, but here are books that I really enjoyed, and I hope you check them out if they sound interesting to you. First one is Red House Mystery. I read this book for my video where I read all the books mentioned in 8 Perfect Murders, and it really surprised me. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like, it has the vibe of a classic Agatha Christie story. It's written by the same author who wrote Winnie the Pooh, and is dedicated to his father, and it's very, I don't know, classic, witty, and very cozy. It made me smile a lot.
Pizza, ravioli e nicio.
Ravioli. Next is The Heart's Invisible Furies. Again, I vlogged myself reading that book while on the trip to Kaliningrad earlier last year. Oh my god, last year. I knew that I would enjoy this book. It was great. It was amazing. I cried in the end, but it wasn't necessarily a very sad cry. It was a, oh, this book is over kind of cry. It's set in Ireland over several decades. We follow the life of a man who is gay, and we sort of follow him from his birth to the later years of his life. And though a lot of bad things happen, it's very funny. I love the way it was written. There's so much humor in it. It's very witty and it's very easy to read, and I tremendously enjoyed it. It's not a small book, but I read it surprisingly fast because I was really enjoying the characters, and again, it was very funny. So I highly recommend that as well. Next is, oh my god, next one is An Enchantment of Ravens. And I wish I could tell you the plot, but I don't remember it. The audiobook was available. I didn't really know much about the book before starting it, and I saw it around social media and saw that people enjoyed it. So I didn't know anything, and I just started listening to it on audiobook, and it made me so happy. I don't know why. This book is classified as YA fantasy romance, and I don't know what I was expecting. I think I had very low expectations. I thought this would be a fast read, something to pass the time, and instead it just really made me very happy. I enjoy the characters. I was really rooting for the couple, and I don't remember much, but I remember my favorite parts and favorite scenes and some dialogue, and it's really great. So if you are looking for a YA fantasy romance, check it out. It's I don't know, it made me very happy.
Hello, Editing Lana here. I just thought I would give you a little more information about An Enchantment of Ravens. We follow a mortal girl who is a skilled painter, and she makes money by painting portraits of wealthy fairies, because it's all about fairies. And the guy she falls in love with, the other protagonist, is a fairy prince who doesn't like her and she doesn't like him, but they have to go on a quest together, and they become friends, then they fall in love, and there's the royal fairy court. So yeah, that's the vibe.
Next one is another book that made me very happy, is Fence Disarmed. This is the second book in the Fence novels, which originally started as comic books, but the comic books, they're still are happening. They're separate from the novels. The novels follow the same characters, but I guess in different timeline situations than the comics. The novels are written by Sarah Rees Brennan, who is an incredible Irish author who I really enjoy. One of my favorite books ever that I actually reread this year, In Other Lands, is written by Sarah Rees Brennan. She's very funny and just a joy to read. The first Fence novel that I read, I was a little disappointed in the beginning because I was expecting more of a not necessarily serious, but not as lighthearted YA as it turned out to be. It felt at times even cartoonish. All the characters are very extra. And though there are some plot lines that are a little more serious, a little more realistic, the comedy parts, the like fun plot lines, they are extravagant and, as I said, a little cartoonish. But by the time I finished the first novel, I got used to the style and I enjoyed it. And so when the second novel came out and I was reading it, I was prepared for the style. And again, it brought me so much joy, especially the end was incredible. I love the comic books, so I'm familiar with the characters. I love them. I'm invested in their, journeys, and I really enjoyed that one more than I expected. The book Slay. This is a book I read for a vlog that never saw the light of day. I've been planning to do a Gemini reading log for 2 years. First year I was just planning and it never happened, and this year I actually did a lot of filming for it. There's a lot of footage I have from that vlog, but I never finished it. As I said, it's overwhelming to even start looking through that footage, so it probably will never come out. But Slay was actually a book that was recommended on some website for Geminis, and I'm so glad that I read it. It's absolutely incredible. The thing that I was a little hesitant about was the fact that it deals with video games, and I'm not a gamer. I have nothing against video games, but it's just not part of my life. I know nothing of that world. I don't know the lingo. I don't know the references. I don't understand it. But that did not stop me from enjoying this book. There are definitely a lot of scenes in the world of the video game and stuff that's happening, and some battles which I just kept reading because if I stopped and tried to figure out what's happening, it would not be good. And again, I got used to it and I understood what happened, and it was incredible. The story revolves around a Black girl in America who creates a video game solely for Black people. It is a very secret game, and somehow it gets leaked that there is a game that white people are not allowed to participate in, and it becomes this big controversy, and no one knows that she's creator, and even her family doesn't know. While she's dealing with that, she's also dealing with a lot of internal things in her family and friends and boyfriend, and I absolutely adored how it portrayed racism as not just this one thing. It has so many different faces to it. It's not just about, the white community against the Black community. It lives in her family, in her relationship with her boyfriend. It lives in her own mind, the way she thinks and talks to herself, which is so fascinating and beautifully written. And though I don't always enjoy, I guess this would be a YA literary fiction, I absolutely adored this one, and it was just, it's a great read. I highly recommend it. These are the 5 books that I enjoyed the most, and it's absolutely not the list I was expecting to see at the beginning of the year, but you know, this is what it is. And I read a bunch of literary fiction and classics and non-fiction this year, but I guess what I really needed the most and what brought me the most joy this past year was comfort. I am very proud of myself. I found a picture on my Instagram from the year 2020 of books that I was hoping to read by the end of 2020, and I read all of them in 2021. I just happened upon that picture and I was really surprised that I actually read all of these books, but just a year later. So here you go. These are the books that I enjoyed the most in 2021. Here's 2 more joyous books in 2022. Let me know if you read any of these or if any of these are interesting to you, and what are your favorite ones, or maybe you can recommend me something based on this list, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and Happy New Year. Bye!